Not many dwarves use gas recycling on the Zukovs, probably because they believe that the other alternatives are much better. But today, I hope to prove that gas recycling is a severely underrated part of the Scout's arsenal, and with the right build, it can be a glyphid killing machine. The major downside of gas recycling is that weak points give no damage bonus. This really stinks, since Scouts can easily get in an advantageous position to pop some weak points. So if we want to create a weapon that uses the upsides of gas recycling, which is an extreme damage bonus, to our advantage, we have to use the Nux in a very different way. The first thing to note is that Praetorians and Oppressors give no weak point damage bonus, so using a gas recycling Zook against these enemies is extremely effective. Another thing gas recycling does incredibly well is penetration, since you have no idea where your bullet is going to go. With this in mind, I'm using a 1-3-2-1-1 loadout on the Zukovs. I'm an ammo junkie, so feel free to use damage in Tier 1. I use Tier 2C for sustained fire on Praetorians, and in Tier 3, better weight accuracy is a must for easy kills on Menaces, Mactera Spawn, and Acid Spitters, which the Drak is not too good at. Tier 4 is a tough choice between penetration and ammo. Remember that hollow point bullets are nullified by gas recycling. Between the two, I like blow-through rounds just for more IFG value on top of conductive bullets in Tier 5. Did you catch me say Drak? Well, I'm pairing up this build with a 1-1-1-2-2 impact deflection Drak to cover up the light bug killing weakness in the Zooks. You can really use anything that kills light bugs, but I love the Drak for IFG farming. Everything else is a standard scout build, but one perk I recommend is Berserker. Berserker is a great choice for low-flying Mactera and Glyphids when your Drak overheats. Other than that, it's all up to choice. I'll talk more about this build's weaknesses and advantages down on Hoxies. See you there. Alright, here we are. This build is extremely good solo, since boss goes electric bullets and ice nades. I might do a solo EDD in the future with this. Just look at how this thing wrecks these ice spitballers. Really, the biggest tip I have for anyone playing solo is always be making sure Bosco is doing something productive, especially mission objectives. While you can easily kill bugs, Bosco takes a much longer time. That time, he could be mining Nitra, getting objectives done, or really anything that you can do, but faster. Try and save your IFGs until swarms. You can handle ambient waves with ease, and larger waves with wardens and oppressors are a great target for IFGs. Another good habit is to use the Drak first to heal small bugs, and the Zook second, so they get the max AoE damage from the Drak. Trust me, you'll be running out of Zook ammo long before you run out of Drak ammo. Grunts are cannon fodder to this Drak. Make sure you're aiming under the jaw so the projectile bounces twice. Also, try to spend the minimum amount of bullets. With a bit of practice, you should be able to do it consistently. Here, as I grappled on the Nitra, I tried to use hover boots when I didn't need to. Be really careful when you use hover boots, since the 75-second cooldown is harsh. I haven't seen any leeches or brood nexuses. I've only seen 2 spitballers, 3 now. So I'm really watching out for that one leech that's going to grab me out of nowhere. So be sure to light up if you're ever suspicious and you haven't seen enough brood nexuses, spitballers, or leeches. If you rapidly press E and then animation cancel and press E again while depositing, it quickens your ability to deposit, because every time you start depositing, you instantly deposit 10 or so minerals. Try incorporating this into your everyday gameplay for faster depositing. To highlight how I finished off this Praetorian, my Zukovs ran out of ammo with Berserker. Then, I destroyed all of these grunts without a single bullet. That is the power of Berserker.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Speaking of perks, Sweet Tooth comes in clutch here with a ridiculous amount of health and that speed boost that let me start kiting all of these bugs. Without the amount of health I got, I probably would have taken twice as long to clear out this swarm, and I might have even mission failed. After kiting all these bugs, I place an IFG in front of them so that they have to walk through it to get to me, slowing them down for an extremely long time. Another upside of doing this is that when I go to get behind the Praetorian, all the bugs have to go the opposite way, so they can't reach me while I'm trying to smack down this Praetorian. Because this build has a pretty hard time dealing with things like spitters and Mactera, I just avoid them for the most part. Then, when I have more control of the situation, I can kill the spitters with ease. Here, since there's no downside to not hitting weak points on enemies like wardens, I'm trying to hit as many bugs as I can, while still taking down my main priority target, the warden. Gas recycling has the ability to make quick work of the enemies like acid spitters and web spitters that the Drak has a hard time dealing with. So make sure you're switching between weapons actively based on the enemy that you're targeting.
Help me with the minerals here.
Letting Bosco free this egg lets me be able to collect more buoy caps to speed up the mission. Little things like this, over time, largely increase the efficiency of your expeditions down on hot seas. As soon as I see this bulk detonator, I start looking around it to see if there's anything I can pick off that might kill me while I'm fighting it. Especially as Scout, this is easy to do, so there's no reason not to. When I see the warden, I sick Bosco after it, so I can just chill with the bulk detonator and kill it easily with an IFG Nook combo. In a team scenario, let your teammates deal with stuff like bulk detonators and nanosite breeders that have large weak point bonuses, because you can't benefit off of this in any way and you're just dumping ammo into bulk dets for no reason.
I got the deposit.
I feel like gas recycling has such a special place with impact deflection. Since if you're playing impact deflection with IFG, you have to have a secondary that kills Mactera and big enemies, which really no other scout secondary can do just as well. While the crossbow is incredible against Mactera, it cannot really deal with big enemies very well. And while the boomstick is extremely good at dealing with big chunky enemies, it can't deal with Mactera very well. The regular Zucks kind of fall into this happy medium of being good at both, but not too good. Having a secondary like gas recycling to not only do the dirty work of killing Mactera and killing big enemies lets us get this massive swarm clear with impact deflection IFG. If anyone is asking why I chose this Zook overclock rather than, say, custom casings or something that's known to be very, very good, like embedded detonators. I feel like gas recycling just excels at dealing with not only Mactera and big enemies, it also excels at dealing with spitters and menaces because you don't have to necessarily hit their weak points, which is quite a feat for custom casing Zook. And embedded detonators just wouldn't be able to carry all this weight on its shoulders with its worse ammo economy, just because you're going to be losing ammo, because you're going to be putting too much in, you're going to be maybe missing more shots. I really feel like this is an awesome build to show off an underrated overclock that really not many people use. Thought you could play something more consistent, like an impact deflection jumbo shells cryo loadout. I feel it doesn't have the same magic as this one. With this loadout, you really can get the same amount of damage and much better swarm clear as that one. You just need to learn how to use it.
Donkey, come here.
The biggest tip I can give to anyone wanting to try out this build is try to dodge stuff like Mactera, acid spitters, and menaces unless they come in your effective range, because really, especially playing as Scout, these things are not dangerous in any way until they come to the point of extremely close to you, which is where you can easily kill them with your nut.
Stay by my side, Bosco.
You just get such massive swarm clear. I think the downside of playing a little differently as Scout is well worth it. And the difference that you're making is in Scout's favor, because Scout excels at dodging. So if you just use your dodging skills and make sure to wait to shoot those things that you would usually shoot that are far away as Scout, shoot them when they're closer, then you will succeed at this build.
Lights up.
I feel like a lot of people miss out on cool builds like this or plasma burster missiles because they're too scared to go ahead and change their playstyle. But trust me and try out builds like this. Create your own builds like this. It is one of the funnest things you can do in Deep Rock Galactic, and it's not that hard. So please, go and try this build. Go and try that crazy build that you've been thinking of. Try it and you will have fun.
Killer be killed. Take it easy. Just take your sweet time.
I think this is really all I wanted to say, and I hope you have a good day. I'll be coming out with some actual edited videos soon, and that's really all I want to say. Hopefully you can try this build and have some fun with it, but even if not, I hope that I've just sparked some of your creativity. Well, thanks for watching, have a great day, and rock and stone, miner. P.S. I'm 100% not an elf. Please do not report me to management. I beg you. See you in the next one.
Mule is secured. Initiating launch sequence. Deep Rock Galactic thanks you for your good work. Drop pod will leave with or without you. Retrieving escape pod.